Hi there. We're going to be looking at doing some eye contact in this session here. So this is Millie Moo, she's my black Labrador. She's about 2 years old, full of energy. She does do eye contact really well, but I'm just going to show you, try and cover some of the basics with Millie Moo. And we're going to look at building up obviously distractions and distances over time, and there's a couple of games that we'll move on and I'll show you in some different clips. But for this one, all we're going to be looking at marking is any eye contact that we get from the dog. So start off with, try and do your training in just short bursts, couple of minute sessions, and do it in the environment that the dog's most relaxed. So to start with, either your home, inside the home, or the garden. So this is the garden that Millie's used to being in at the moment, so she's quite relaxed out here. So I'm going to be just practicing a few little sessions with her. Nothing too strenuous at the moment. We're just looking at very, very simple behaviour of her looking at me in the eye. We're not looking at for her to look at my hands or the treat pouch or anything else. It's got to be in my eyes that I'm looking for. Now, if you've got a dog that really struggles with looking up at eye contact, then you can shape the behaviour a little bit more. So you could start off just by marking them slightly looking up towards you, and then eventually building the behaviour up till they are looking in your eyes. Don't push them too far beyond what they feel comfortable to do. But if you have a dog that does look at you quite happily in the eye at points, then try and mark that behaviour. So just generally around the house, have a few pots of treats round and about, and if your dog does look at you, you can either say yes to mark the behaviour when they look at your eyes, or you can use a clicker. It's entirely up to you. With me and Millie, she's trained on either yes verbally or a clicker, so she can work quite happily with both of those cues. So what we want to try and also do ourselves is be as accurate as we can be. So as soon as you get that eye contact, that's what you want to click, or that's what you want to say yes to, and be a really enthusiastic yes, so the dog knows that they've done the correct behaviour. And we can look in a different clip at using your cue or your clicker correctly, so that will be another clip to come. So at the moment, when I start, I'm just going to stand up. You can do it in any position. You can do it seated in your house. You can do it just washing up. You can do it anywhere. But at the moment, I'm going to stand up so that she knows, obviously, that we're playing a game effectively. As I say, she is really good at giving me eye contact, so I will start adding in a few distractions for her. So I'm just going to stand up and see what she does. So all I'm looking for is for her to look at me in the eye. She's already doing it. She's pretty good at it. So I'm going to click her for looking at me, and I'm going to throw the treat away because it forces her to go away and then have to come back and look at me. So for Millie, because she's used to doing lots of tricks and things, she's used to obviously going into different behaviours, so a down. So she's looking at me, thinking that I'm asking for a behaviour, when actually I'm just looking for her to look into my eyes. So as soon as I get that, I'm going to click, or if I want to, use my verbal. Yes, good girl. Okay, so I'm just throwing, at the moment, I'm throwing the treat away from me just to distract her and then get her to come back. So again, moving my hands around, just anything gently to distract. Now, as I say, this is a dog that is used to eye contact. If you have a dog that isn't used to giving you eye contact, you might need to actually encourage the eye contact, so just move around a little bit, even just, going down low, anything that you can do just to encourage that. So that's actually really good because she's going into sniffing my hands rather than looking at my eyes. So I'm waiting for the eye contact. Yes, good girl. So she looked at me. So you've got to be patient as well. And if they really don't look into your eyes, if you really struggle with it, you can make a little clicky noise, you can make a little sound, so, or something like that, just to make them sort of look up. So again, I don't want to be giving her a treat in front of the look, so I've got nothing in my hands, I'm just waiting for her to look. She is pretty good at looking, she thinks I'm asking for a different behaviour, so I need to be a little bit quicker with Millie. So wait for her to look. Good girl. Okay. But as I say, if she was a dog that wouldn't be looking at me right now, I could encourage that. So because she is looking at me quite nicely, I'm just building up a bit of duration. So I'm just building up the length of duration that she does look at me. Good girl. So she thinks she's obviously got to give me another behaviour, so I need to click her before she thinks too much about that. Good girl. So only asking for the look at me. You're not asking for anything else at this stage. We can always build up the other behaviours as we go. There we go, good girl, well done. So, moving on to our next clip, we'll look at another game that you can play for getting attention, the check-in from your dog. Thanks guys, see you soon.